Good day everyone. Are you guys aware about the recent viral news all over social media, especially in TikTok, regarding divorce? It's actually very heartbreaking. For me personally, when I come to think about it, breakup hurts, right? But then when it comes to divorce, you are legally binded by a contract. So it's actually very messy when you get a divorce compared to a breakup, right? And also when we see, most of the people that are seeking divorce are actually young Malaysian couples. Some of them just get married for a few months and then applying for a divorce. So it's very sad. But then when I come to think about it again, divorce is not a very bad outcome for some marriage. No, for some cases, divorce is not a bad outcome. And that is also a good, what do you say that? In some cases, it is a bad outcome. In some cases, it is a good outcome. So what is your opinion about that?
So, hello everyone. I think from my point of view, I would never support divorce at all. This is because divorce could actually have a huge impact on children's life where they have to grow up in such a miserable situation. Moreover, studies have shown that children from negative divorced background they tend to have negative outcomes such as they have they have least performance in academics and they have mental distress and not to forget behavioral issues. So I think it is the parents' responsibility to bring up the children to become a better person. So without having one, it's going to be a huge mistake in their lives. So what do you think, Mansha?
If you ask me, then I would say that I would encourage divorce because if the divorce is going to affect the children, I would say staying in a very toxic relationship where their parents are arguing in front of them, they are like being abusive with their children, is also going to affect the children's mental health. So I wouldn't discourage them from getting a divorce rather than spoiling their children's life. So what do you think, Varsha?
I think I would agree with Manisha's point because to me divorce is not always a bad thing. It can be good to some people, but then it can be great to those in abusive relationship. Because I think ghosting in an unfulfilled marriage is not better than getting a divorce. Divorce is not always a bad thing because it's always better. I think because it's always better to get a good divorce rather than staying in a bad marriage. There is a few cases where some partners they stayed married and ruined their kids' life. I think it would affect more of their kids' life if they stay married when there is no longer mutual understanding, mutual agreement, and mutual respect, and the children will be the witness of those kind of situation, and it will eventually impact their life and their view about marriage. Plus, when things go downward in spiral, it can be ugly because healthy relationship is always important. It's like a healthy relationship is a foundation to a happy marriage because it affects physical health, mental well-being, and your relationship with both partners. So I think when it does not longer working, I think it's always better to get a good divorce than staying in a bad marriage. What do you think about it?
I actually discourage divorce because I think it will get a negative view from the society. Divorce can bring up the worst society's reputation to the divorcee. For example, when the couples just submit their divorce paper, they will get the people will talk bad about them, especially to the wife because she became a widow. In Malaysia, as we know, most people think widow is a bad title. So from this, I think this will give a big impact not only to the divorcee but to the family as well.
Yes, actually, you guys come up with a good viewpoint, right? But I think divorce is not a very good outcome for a marriage. No, it's not a good outcome for a marriage because when you get married, you don't want to get a divorce. That's not the point of marriage, right? Separating. So, do you guys have any solution that you guys would like to suggest regarding this issue?
Yes, I would like to propose a few solutions. So the first one would be seeking advice from the professionals. For example, if the relationship faces significant challenges, maybe they could actually seek help from the professionals like couple therapists and marriage counselors because since these parties they are very well experienced and they are very professional, they could actually provide guidance like steps to deal with problems whatever whatever the problems that has been going between the couples. So I think it would be for the best. And the second one is premarital counseling. Seeking premarital counseling can actually provide couples the tools and insights to navigate their potential challenges. For example, they could actually explore their inner expectations they have for each other, and finding the root of problems, and also figuring out the solutions, more like strategies in order to sort out whatever they have been facing. So I think premarital counseling can actually help the couples to strengthen their bond, and not just that, maybe it would actually help them to build a stronger foundation to have an everlasting marriage. So what do you think of it?
From my point of view, I would say that understanding what is the biggest issue in your marriage life first is the main thing that I would suggest, because like you need to know what is the biggest issue in your marriage that makes your marriage crumble down. Like you need to know what is the biggest issue there so that you can talk, and you need to first sort out that issue rather than going for divorce. Other than that, I would suggest that forgiveness, like you need to forgive someone if they did mistake, and you need to be ready to ask for forgiveness if you did a mistake too. So, what about you, Alisha?
I think the best solution is by establishing effective communication. This is because I think we should voice it out and talk it out about the things that has been bothering the mind. And like, you have to talk to each other and voice out about your concern, or what's been bothering you, what the things that you dislike about your partner. This is because I think it's normal in human nature. We could not read people's mind, and we can't even see what's happening inside the heart, inside the heart. So I think it's always better to communicate, and not just by communicate, but communicate with the power to comprehend. Tempered with a good listening skill. I think it's the best solution, so that you could understand each other well. What do you think, Shaida?
I like your point, but I think the couples need to spend their time more together, because when they are already into the marriage, I think they have lack of time in to communicate with each other, or spending their time with each other, especially when they already have kids or one of them are busy with their works. So by spending their time, such as they can celebrate the memorable days, for example anniversary, birthday, or maybe having some pillow talks. Spending their time, no need to have a long conversation, but they just need a deep talk or chill outside the house, and just ask about how your partner going through their days. I think it will give more spark into the relationship. So beside that, I think they also need to change their negative patterns. As we know, young couples nowadays always getting divorced, get easily into divorce when they are always argue about the silly thing or nagging to each other about small things. So they need to change these negative patterns by, I think they need to greet their partners every morning, or become a better version of partners and build a healthy relationship to each other.
Actually, you guys came up with a good solution, but I have two very good solutions that I would like to propose here, which is before getting married itself, you as an individual, you should know when I want to get married. When do I really want to get married? Do I really want to bear this responsibility of a marriage? Being a father, being a wife, being a what do you call that? All this financial burden and responsibility that you have to face after you getting into a marriage. Because we Malaysian in our society, it is told that it is best to get married between the age of 20 to 30, because it is our prime time, and for a woman it is good to get married during this time because of a biological condition, right? But then when you come to think about it, some of people, even though when they are 20s, they are in their 20s, 30s, they are not really mature, they are not really good, they are not really ready to bear that responsibility of a marriage, right? So when you are not ready, when you yourself don't want to be a father, don't want to be a mother, but you get married due to the society pressure, because our family always asks us, when are you getting married? Whenever you go to their house during, let's say for a Raya visit, Raya open house, they will ask you, when are you getting married? A lot of people, this question arises when we are in our 20s, right? So when that person, let's say, for me, if I want to get married due to society pressure, so if I'm not happy with those responsibility that comes with the marriage, it's not going to work. Even though my partner, no matter how perfect is she, if I'm not happy with those responsibility that I have to take unwillingly just because society pressure me, then that marriage is going to fail. So I think before you get married itself, you have to know, do I really want to get married? Do I really want to bear this as responsibility? You have to think as an individual. You have to have your own goals. Okay? So this next solution that I would like to propose is actually, even though before you are getting married, you as an individual have to be financially stable, right? So when we research about this divorce and things, the main factor that couples are seeking for a divorce is actually because of financial troubles, financial fights, right? So when the spouse themselves separately have a very good financial record, they are very stable financially. So I think the chances for them to fight or engage in a fight is very less. You know, some of the domestic abuse cases we see are basically about financial things, right? Because one of them will earn more and financially stable. One of them don't have an income. So the chances of someone being dominant and abuse another person is high there. So I think before you get married itself, you have to be financially stable. So these things could be avoided. What do you guys think about that?
As I mentioned earlier, I think it would be best if you seek advice from the professionals. It seems like whatever you guys just mentioned, it's related to what I'm trying to say, because about the financial standings, about the time spending together, and also communication. Because even though there are couples, we can see that there are so many people that are well educated and there are least educated. So maybe if they don't have enough knowledge about sorting out problems and everything, they could actually seek advice from the professions like about the financial standings, for example. Maybe they can get the knowledge of get knowledge from the professions like in what are the amount of financial commitments they could actually have within the salary range. And for the communication, they could actually get advice from the professions like when and how to spend time with their loved ones, and not forget the communication, since communication is the key to all the relationships, not just marriage but everything. So I think it's not that I don't agree with any of your points, but I would rather stick to mine. So what do you think?
Then I would say that I also would like to stick to my point, which is like understand what is the issue in your marriage life for those who know, like for the couples who know that this is their issue before them to step down into a divorce. Like divorce isn't an end to all those problems, because like you can talk what is the problem, you can actually solve the problem before you get into a divorce. So how about you, Aisha?
I think I would stick to my point as well, which is by establishing a good communication. Because I think a good communication is a key pointer to a healthy relationship. By having a healthy relationship, the divorce might not happen and the marriage can be fixed. What about you, Shaida?
Same goes to me. I think I want to stick with my point also because, as you know, as all of you know, time is very important. We need to spend our time with our love, and our partner also need our attention. And by giving our time to them is actually can help from getting into divorce.
You guys have came up with a good point, but I think the best solution would be mine, lah. Because when you see about that, even though before you enter marriage life itself, you have to prepare. You guys know the saying, prevention is better than cure, right? So maybe you can reduce the causes of getting divorced by being financially stable. So when the reason for you to get divorced has been reduced, so chances are those divorce wouldn't happen. So I think you have to be financially stable before getting into a marriage life.
So since we have given our opinions on the solutions, I think it's time to pick the best one. So keep in mind that the solution we're going to pick has to be the key to avoid divorces. So what is going to be?
Okay, if that's how we're going to end it up, then I would say that one of the better solutions that came out from today's discussion would be the premarital counseling, because like premarital counseling is very very important in marriage life, since like some people they don't have any knowledge regarding marriage. Let's say if a 25 years old kid is going to get married and they don't have any knowledge regarding the marriage life. So premarital counseling would be one of the better stage for them to know what is marriage life, how is the marriage life is going to be, then what is the responsibilities that you're going to hold in a marriage life. So, I would suggest that premarital counseling is a better thing to do.
I think I would strongly agree with that point as well, which is by seeking premarital counseling. Because to me, I think marriage is a huge responsibility, and you have to be fully ready before getting into marriage, not just because you want to merely follow the societal norms. I think it's true. You have to seek premarital counseling first before you indulging into marriage life. What do you think, Sharida?
I actually disagree with that because I think my point is the best solution because by spending the time, as you know, when we are already into marriage, so both of us we leave our family, so we just have our partner. By spending our time, we didn't neglect our partner. She or he didn't feel bored or something, and I think this is the best solution.
Actually, I do agree with Suhaida point here, but I agree more with Jaga's point solution here because I think even before you entering into a marriage, you have to know what is marriage about. So after hearing all this discussion, I think I would like to agree to Jaga's solution about this. So
I think since you don't agree with my point, I would like to add on more about the implications and everything. So maybe I'm just going to repeat the same things. It's like it depends on people's mindset about the knowledges they have. So if they have lack of knowledge, maybe they could get it actually from the professional knowledge. So about the communication and everything, they can access to more knowledges like they could actually guide the least knowledge people regarding the steps that can actually be taken in order to solve problems regarding the issues you've been saying. So I think that's it.
okay, since majority of us agree to Jaga's solution, which is seeking premarital counseling, right? I think that would be a very good solution for our issue today, which is young Malaysian couples seeking for divorce. So I hope this solution will be a suitable solution for our issue today. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you.